Hello everyone and a massive welcome back to Mr. English Talks. So wonderful to see you here again. Today, we are diving into one of the most powerful yet surprisingly difficult secrets to achieving your biggest dreams and goals. This isn't just an English lesson. This is a life lesson, and it's going to change everything for you. How many times have you felt a surge of excitement? A brilliant idea popping into your head, and the first thing you want to do is run to your friend, your family, your colleague, and shout it from the rooftops. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to lose 20 kilos. I'm going to learn English fluently in 6 months. It feels amazing to say it out loud, right? It feels like you've already taken the first step. But my friend, today I am going to tell you why that feeling is a trap, and why the ancient, profound advice of don't tell people your plans might be the most important message you hear all year. So get comfortable, grab a notebook, and let's begin this journey together. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago I had a student, let's call him Alex. Alex was a brilliant guy, full of ideas. One day he came to me, his eyes shining with passion, and he told me, "Mr. English, I have decided. I am going to write a novel. A full-length science fiction novel." I was so happy for him. But the very next week I saw him talking to a group of friends in the cafeteria. He was announcing his plan to everyone. "Hey guys, I'm writing a novel. It's going to be like Star Wars meets Harry Potter." Everyone clapped him on the back. They told him how amazing he was, how talented, how they couldn't wait to read it. They gave him so much praise, so much validation, and I watched Alex's face. He was beaming. He was receiving a social reward for something he hadn't even done yet. Can you guess what happened? Weeks turned into months, and every time I asked Alex about his novel, he had a new excuse. "Oh, I'm busy with work. I'm just doing the research phase." The truth was, he had stopped writing. The initial excitement had faded, and the hard work had begun. But his brain had already received the dopamine hit, the pleasure chemical, from all the praise and recognition he got just for announcing his plan. He had tricked his own mind into feeling like the goal was already accomplished. This, my friends, is what psychologists call social reality. When you tell someone your goal, and they acknowledge it, your mind is satisfied, as if you've already taken a significant step towards achieving it. This reduces your motivation to actually do the hard work required. Now, let's explore the science behind this a little deeper, because it's fascinating. There was a famous study done by a psychologist named Peter Gollwitzer. He and his team conducted several experiments where they asked people to announce a personal goal to a group. Another set of people were asked to keep their goals to themselves. The results were shocking. Those who announced their goals felt a sense of accomplishment prematurely. They felt their identity was already that of a goal achiever, and as a result, they put in less effort and were less likely to actually follow through compared to the quiet group. Why? Because when you keep your goal a secret, there is a beautiful, productive tension that builds up inside you. It's an energy, a drive. That dream is yours and yours alone. It's a private conversation between you and your future self. No one has praised you for it yet. So the only way to feel that satisfaction is to actually do it, to take real action. The motivation becomes intrinsic. It comes from within you, not from the outside approval of others. This internal drive is 1,000 times more powerful and sustainable than any external validation. But it's not just about psychology. It's also about protecting your energy and your dream from the outside world. Let's be honest. The world is full of two types of people when you share a big, audacious goal. The first type are the dream stealers. These are the people, sometimes even those who love you, who will immediately point out all the problems. Oh, you want to move abroad? But it's so expensive and you don't know anyone there. You want to change careers? But that's so risky and you have a family to feed. They aren't always trying to be negative. Sometimes they are worried for you. Sometimes they are projecting their own fears onto you. But their words create doubt. They plant little seeds of fear in your mind that can grow into massive, paralyzing trees. The second type are the energy vampires. These people drain your enthusiasm with their indifference. You share your exciting plan to start a YouTube channel, and they just say, "Oh, that's nice," and change the subject. Their lack of interest can be just as demotivating as the criticism. By keeping your plans to yourself, you build a protective shield around your dream. You allow it to grow strong and resilient in the safe, fertile ground of your own belief, before you expose it to the sometimes harsh weather of other people's opinions. Now, I want you to think about the most successful people in the world. The innovators, the artists, the entrepreneurs. Think about someone like Steve Jobs. When he was creating the first iPhone, do you think he was going around telling everyone, "Hey, I'm going to create a device that will completely change the way humanity communicates. A phone with no keyboard"? No. He and his small trusted team worked in absolute secrecy for years. They called the project Project Purple. They were like ninjas working in the shadows. Why? Because they knew that if they announced it too early, they would face a mountain of skepticism. They would give competitors a chance to catch up. And most importantly, they would lose the intense, focused energy that comes from working on something secretly, something that is just yours. Or think about J.K. Rowling. She didn't announce to the world, "I'm going to write a 7-book series that will become a global phenomenon." She was a single mother, writing in cafes, holding on to her secret world of Harry Potter. She nurtured it in silence until it was strong enough to stand on its own. This is the power of silent execution. It's not about being secretive because you are ashamed. It's about being strategic because you are serious. So, how do we apply this? What are the actionable steps you can start taking today? Let's break it down. First, you need to define your goal clearly, but privately. Get a journal, a private notebook that is just for you. Write down your big, scary, exciting goal. Write it in detail. Why do you want it? How will it feel when you achieve it? This makes it real for you, without sharing it with the outside world. Second, shift your language. Instead of telling people what you are going to do, start telling them what you are doing. Do you see the difference? One is in the future, it's a plan. The other is in the present, it's an action. For example, instead of saying, "I'm going to start a podcast," you can say, "I'm currently learning about audio editing for a new project." It's vague. It's focused on the process, and it doesn't give away the grand prize. Third, find one and only one truly trusted accountability partner. This is not your entire friend group. This is one person who you know will support you unconditionally, who will ask you tough questions, and who will hold you responsible for your progress without giving you premature praise. This person is a co-conspirator in your dream, not an audience for your announcement. Fourth, and this is the most important step, fall in love with the process, not the goal. The goal is the destination, but the process is the journey. When you stop talking about the destination and start focusing on the daily steps, the studying, the practicing, the failing, the getting back up, that's when the magic happens. Your identity slowly shifts from being someone who wants to do something to someone who does that thing. You become a writer because you write every day, not because you told people you are writing a book. You become fluent in English because you practice every single day, not because you announced you want to be fluent. This silent, consistent action builds a core of confidence and competence that no amount of external validation can ever give you. It's a quiet confidence that comes from knowing deep in your bones that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do.